Hello and welcome back to Life Lessons with Sheila. We're continuing our 30-day gratitude journey and I hope that you will be joining me, if not in content, then at least in heart. If I am welcoming you for the first time and you like what you hear and see, then please by all means consider subscribing. If you're already subbed, then welcome back. If you like inspiring videos that encourage you to become the best version of yourself, then by all means give this video a thumbs up. That will give YouTube a hint that you want more inspiration in your feeds. Don't forget to share this video with your friends. And also, if you'd like to be notified anytime I go live, upload a video, share a short, or lend encouragement on my community tab, then smash that notification bell. Let's get on with today's video, shall we? Every good and perfect gift is from above. It's James 1:17. The Bible affirms that God designed animals to play a pivotal role in His creation and in our lives. Genesis 1 reveals that after God lovingly created all the creatures of the earth, He blessed them and declared that they were good. In Genesis 1:25 it says, God made the wild animals according to their kinds, the livestock according to their kinds, and all the creatures that move along the ground according to their kinds. And God saw that it was good. Historical evidence shows that man has domesticated dogs for 10,000 years. Egyptians began domesticating wildcats as early as 3500 BC, and ancient Romans kept dogs, birds, cats, and horses as both working animals and pets. 2 Samuel, a biblical book written between 630 to 540 BC, records the story of a man and his pet lamb. In 2 Samuel 12:3 it says, But the poor man had nothing left except one little ewe lamb he had bought. He raised it, and it grew up with him and his children. It shared his food, drank from his cup, and even slept in his arms. It was like a daughter to him. Pets play an important role in our children's emotional, physical, and spiritual development, as well as our own. Studies conducted by several U.S. universities have found that caring for pets has made children more cooperative and sharing, bolstered their self-esteem, and buffered them from loneliness. No one appreciates the very special genius of our conversations as the dog does. That was said by Christopher Morley. I remember my first pet was a hamster. Then we had fish in an aquarium, but I didn't take care of them. They were more my parents' and my brother's pets. But I do remember my first pet. His name was Sam. He was a tan border collie and I loved him. He let me lay on him, play with him, and I'm sure I dressed him up in all my baby doll clothes. He got out of our car that we were packing to move from Artesia, New Mexico to Edinburgh, Texas. We were heartbroken as my brother and mother went looking for him, but he was gone. Nowhere to be found. Keeping in touch with some neighbors, we learned that they had found him and promised to take good care of him. My mother was not about to drive all the way back to get him. I was heartbroken. But to be honest, it was probably the best because we moved to an apartment and it wasn't very pet friendly. Then I remember getting a cat for my 9th birthday. It was a gift from my birth father. Come to find out, I think he gave me Penny, which Penelope was her real name, but we called her Penny for short. But I think it was to spite my stepdad, as he was not fond of cats at all. But Penny worked her way around his heart and made her way into our lives. She lived well until I was out of the house at 19. Survived a hurricane, had many litters of kittens. She was a good cat. I loved her very much. Then I got Bud. He was a Persian mix that I had gotten from a pet store. When I moved in with my husband, he of course went with me. He was a good cat too, until he got sick. He got feline leukemia, which is FIP. Then my husband's uncle gave us Fluffy, a Siamese Maltese mix kitten. She lived with us for a long time, until she kicked herself out when I brought the twins home. I figured she had received enough love from our daughter, who was 2 at the time, that she couldn't handle a double dose coming right behind her. She stuck around the house. She lived outside until she passed away several years later. Then we got Pumpkin on one Halloween in 2009. He is still around today. And of course we have Shelby Girl, our German Shepherd. We've had her since 2016, and they get along very well. Pets have played a huge role in our home, in the kids learning to take care of another living being outside of them, to their own emotional care. Bill Watterson once was quoted as saying, sometimes the world seems like a pretty mean place. That's why animals are so soft and huggy. Pets teach our children spiritual lessons about themselves, their lives, and God. They teach kids how to give and receive unconditional love and how to live in the moment. They also provide kids with comfort, companionship, and laughter throughout the day. They teach us as adults too. We had a dog, Buster, that ran away. I was devastated as he got out of the backyard. I remember sitting on the back deck crying out to God just to bring Buster home. And I distinctly remember this overwhelming feeling and heard a word that I will never forget. And that's how I feel when my children run from me. Job 12:7-8 says, "But ask the animals, and they will teach you, or the birds in the sky, and they will tell you. Or speak to the earth, it will teach you, or let the fish in the sea inform you." Pets teach our children as well as ourselves how to be kind to one another and to those who are placed in our care. They teach them to be compassionate towards as well as responsible for those who may be smaller, weaker, or different from them. Proverbs 27:23 says, "Be sure you know the condition of your flocks. Give careful attention to your herds." As Christian parents, part of honoring our stewardship responsibility to God includes teaching our kids how to love and care for their pets, and to respect living creatures in a way that brings glory to Him. What greater gift than the love of a cat? That was said by Charles Dickens. Your righteousness is like the highest mountains, your justice like the greatest deep. You, Lord, preserve both people and animals. That's Psalms 36:6. And I'm going to end early today, and I'm going to leave you with one quote. This is said by Dean Koontz, another writer. He was once quoted as saying, "Once you have a wonderful dog, a life without one is a life diminished." Go love and hug on your pets today. Remember to thank God for them every single day. How many times have your pets comforted you? Many times, I can assume. Go give those pets some loving today. Give them an extra special treat, and a pat on the head and a scratch on the butt for the dogs. And just let them know you love them. That's all a pet wants, is your love. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.